Hey, Scruffy. A little early for once, huh? There's actually a tiny bit of sunlight left. Wow, coming in. So yeah, the weather's starting to turn. So okay, well I got your food. Tried to give you a little bit of bonus stuff, but yeah, it didn't work so well. All right, come back in. Yeah, like rubbing against the door. So where are you going this time? So if I move too drastically trying to put the camera on you, it freaks you out. So I didn't move that much. So Scruffy ran out by himself that time. Oh, you're all ready for pets, huh? Okay, we get the food on the table. Get the glove. And make the water bowl further back here. I didn't mean for the plate to get so close to the chair. Okay. So, yeah, Scruffy, I think it's ready for pets. It's actually not as cold right now. My hands are wet and not freezing. I was doing some dishes right before, so my schedule's all a little shifted and messed up, so instead I thought I'd just kind of go with the flow and do things in completely different order today. But yeah, the forecast for the weather is supposedly storm systems for the next 3 days or so, and then it actually may persist longer than that. So today was supposed to be the first day of storms, and we're also supposed to get more freeze warnings. It was kind of cold, but yeah, I think we're getting away from the lows that they've been threatening, and I think they're going to have to retract the freeze warnings because I don't think we're going to be down there anymore. Because already they've changed the forecast, and it looks like the lows of the day are going to be, or the evening are going to be much higher than before. So, like on the order of like 10 degrees more. And then today, I was expecting rain, but yeah, this morning it actually was kind of gloomy, but there was a degree of sun coming through every now and then, and there wasn't any obvious like hard rain clouds, so I wasn't sure if it was actually going to rain. And then right before lunch, it really started coming down pretty hard. Well, not that hard, but it was a decisive rain, so it wasn't just a drizzle. It was actual rain. Got the ground wet. And there was a forecast alert or something from the weather thing that I was looking at, and they actually had to call it out. But the advisory or whatever they put out also was advising it was going to end, I think, within an hour or something. So basically telling us, yeah, watch out for the next hour, and then it's over. And so that coincided right around lunch when I came out to feed Scruffy. So I think it was just starting to wind down when I came out to feed Scruffy. Though the rain actually went on longer than they expected. I think it actually went on for like another hour after that. Oops, Scruffy's got a grin. So Scruffy wants to ease into resuming the pets. Okay, there he goes. getting more firm now. And so then the forecast was basically predicting, I think until overnight, it's going to be dry. So they're actually predicting partly cloudy and sun this afternoon after that storm was supposed to pass. But yeah, it did get a little bit of sun, but yeah, it actually took much longer than they originally forecast. It wasn't until like the late afternoon, I think, that the sun finally broke through. And I had been debating if I was going to go out today because yeah, I wasn't sure if it was going to rain. And then when they were showing, oh, it's going to be partly cloudy and sunny in the afternoon, maybe you can go out. But yeah, it kind of took because the rain kind of lasted longer. I decided I wasn't going to go out. But the problem is that the next 2 or 3 days we're going to get more rain, and I probably won't be able to go out at all, which is why I was thinking maybe I'd go out, but I ended up staying in. I did some pull-ups. Yeah, just grabbing the glove. But yeah, I was also doing some other things around the house. So yeah, one thing I've been putting off for a really long time, I needed to do sooner, but so yeah, I mentioned I think a few weeks ago my toilet, the refill valve was leaking, so it sprung some sort of small leak at the top of it. So if you open it up, it's actually like a spraying of mist upwards above the tank, and so that's obviously wasting a little bit of water. And you can hear the water constantly kind of flowing a little bit to refill the tank, since it's losing a little bit of water every now and then. And you can actually hear, you can kind of hear the spray because I think it was echoing in the tank, and so I could tell that yeah, the toilet was leaking. And I looked originally at trying to fix, figure out where the leak was, and see if I could fix it. But it seemed like it was actually in the plastic of the refill valve somewhere, where I didn't actually have direct access to it because it was in a little crevice where there's like a little where the mechanism has an arm that can go up and down. It was the spray was coming out of that inside the housing there, and yeah, there's no way I could see how to fix it. So I ordered a new one from Home Depot. I think this was when I was sick, and it actually shipped really fast. Usually Home Depot, they say they ship it, and then the initial alert tells me that it's going to arrive very soon, and then I'm always disappointed because it gets delayed at one of the major transit hubs in my area, and it always seems to get stuck there for some reason. And so I presumed it would just be the same thing this time. So it would ship out really fast, and then get stuck at the transit hub for several weeks, if not a month. But this time it actually made it right through the transit hub, and I got it in. It was really fast. It was like maybe 2 days. I don't remember. So usually I expected it would get to the transit hub, and then it would still take maybe 1 or 2 days to get to me because the transit hub's not that close to here. But they got it to that transit hub like in the evening or something, and then by the next day they had already shipped it from the transit hub to my house. And I was like, wow, it's amazing. So anyway, I've been sitting on that valve for a while, and it's a small leak, so it's annoying, and I know I should plug it because it's wasting water, and I'm in water rationing. But I did check my utility bill, and it's such a small leak I can't even see it. And then the fact that we've been getting rain, I haven't had to water the garden, so yeah, I've been actually using less water. I'm gonna feed Scruffy soon, but yeah, he's getting likes the pets right now on this side, so I think when he turns around and calms down, I'll probably feed him. So turn around. Okay, I think he's starting to calm down. Okay, let's get your food. And try to get the food on the mat. So yeah, yesterday I didn't put the food on the mat, and Scruffy was pushing the bowl around. It was sliding on the deck. I think he was, when he was trying to work around the balls, he was pushing the bowl, and it was sliding, and it slid a little under my chair, so it's kind of annoying. So I'll see if I can get on the mat and mitigate that problem a little bit. But yeah, Scruffy likes to stand on this mat while he's eating, so he doesn't like to give the bowl a lot of space. Okay, I'm done brushing. So let's see. I think Scruffy was sleeping out. He was on the table this afternoon when the sun came out, so I caught a glimpse of him sleeping near the sun oven, I think. And I think I did record that. And I finally cleaned some of the spots on the window too. Actually, yeah, it's kind of getting bad. Needed to do that. And then yeah, we did our lunch thing. I think it was wasn't that it's kind of in the smack middle of lunch. But yeah, I've been late. I think the past few days, so it was relatively early for comparison. But yeah, I think it wasn't really early today. But Scruffy was waiting, and we did the lunch thing. And yeah, I don't think there's anything remarkable. Hey, Scruffy. It just rained. Wow, gotta come in daytime. Wow. So I didn't think it was gonna rain this morning because it was bright. But we just got a pretty strong rain this last hour, but it looks like it's gonna end, and then it's not gonna rain until I think in the middle of the night. Okay. Put the water down. And we're back to your meow mix for lunch. So tonight's dinner is meaty pate with real chicken and tuna, kibble, and I put a little extra kibble in there. And then I actually did put a little bit, not a lot, of the rotisserie chicken scraps. So originally I wasn't going to put it in there because the bag hasn't fully defrosted yet, so it's kind of hard to pick out stuff because it's still kind of a solid block of frozenness. But then, I was able to get a piece of it that kind of fell off. And it was actually a pretty nice fatty piece. So it's a small piece, but I'm sure Scruffy will appreciate it. And then I decided to heat it up, so it should be nice and warm. And then the pate is also warmed up with it. Last night Scruffy ate really fast, and I didn't warm the pate. So I think when I warm the pate, it actually slows Scruffy down a little. It's probably harder to snarf up when it's more gooey. So anyway, yeah, there's a little extra food in tonight. And I kind of wanted to do that just because the weather's turning. Give Scruffy some comfort food. So as I said, yeah, overnight I think it's gonna rain, and then we're gonna get rain I think throughout tomorrow, most of the day tomorrow, and then I think it's gonna pause for a while, like overnight or something, and then it's supposed to I think come back the following day. I'm still a little unclear on that. The hour by hour forecast, it only gives me I think like 48 hours, and then I have to pay premium, which I'm not going to do. I got to find a better weather site. Keep saying I'm going to do that, but yeah, it's low priority. Most of the time it doesn't rain, so I don't need a forecast like that. I was actually a couple years ago, I was spending more time monitoring the air quality because the air quality was so bad because of wildfires and stuff that we had a few years ago. And so I was looking around for places that monitored the air quality, and that was actually a lot harder than I thought. Because I found different ones, and they didn't always agree, which was kind of a problem. So sometimes some of them said the air qualities they actually kind of varied quite radically. Sometimes one would say it was fine, and then the other ones would say it was like terrible. More often than not, they one would be on the borderline, or they both be on the borderline, but like one would be like more, it's still reasonable to go out. The other one's like, yeah, you better stay in. And I think though those discrepancies a lot of times came down to the very specific area, and so finding a monitoring station that was close to where I am, or where I was planning to go, usually on my bike, um, that was kind of like a key thing, and so finding that information was actually kind of tricky. And then the reliability of those monitoring stations I found out was actually not always good. Sometimes those stations I think actually would stop reporting, or maybe they weren't reporting correctly, and so when it was clear that the whole region was just like red or purple or whatever the bad color is, um, sometimes these are still like reporting green, and I think it was completely wrong. I think they either stopped reporting and they were just reporting on the last data point they sent, one that was like better, or they were just completely wrong and they were just sending bad data. And on those days, also just look at the sky and you can tell, yeah, no, this is bad. Or you can smell it sometimes. Let's see. Yeah, so I was talking about the fill valve. Yeah, so last night the leak got worse, so I could tell the water was running even more, and so I decided I better fix it today. So finally did it, and yeah, it's kind of a good day to do it since I was stuck indoors. I'd been kind of waiting, hoping it would get warmer, because I don't like getting both wet, soaked, and freezing at the same time. But yeah, can't have everything. Um, so the replacement. So what was nice was, yeah, the replacement I bought is the exact same model that I had before. Um, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. This thing is actually not that old. The one that I'm replacing. I think I only put it in a few years ago. It actually may have been during the lockdowns. I don't remember. Yeah, I can't remember because I think what happened was. No, actually, I don't remember. So I think it went bad, and then my dad actually had bought an extra one that he didn't need, um, and so he just had it sitting around, and so I just installed that one. I think that's what happened, and happened to be the same model that I bought again. I guess it's popular and cheap. I guess it's popular because it's cheap. But yeah, the nice thing was because it's basically the same model, all the parts are the same, so I didn't even bother replacing the the tightening ring or the hose or the clip. I just replaced the main pump and just left everything else. So it's probably as easy as I could get with a replacement. Still had to drain the tank and empty the, deal with all the water falling out. So I got a little bucket to catch the water falling out. And then in the past, I've always had a problem when I put it all together. Something always goes wrong. So usually the first problem is it's still leaking, and I didn't tighten something enough, and yeah, that happened once again. They say you're supposed to hand tighten the thing, but yeah, I wasn't able to get it tight enough. Not the lock on the tank itself, but the hose that goes into the valve. That one I wasn't able to hand tighten tight enough, so I had to get a little pipe wrench and tighten it just a little bit more without breaking something. But yeah, other than that, it was pretty easy procedure this time around. Yeah, usually something else goes wrong, but I think it helped. It was the same model. I think last time I was mucking around because I think the instructions said the fill valve was supposed to like be at a certain height relative to the tank or something like that, and it was all wrong for my tank. And I think I actually installed it wrong because the instructions were wrong for my tank. Um, and so I remember last time I spent a lot of time on that, and it was kind of a waste of time. So this time I just said screw it. I'm not going to try changing anything. I'm just putting it in. So it's probably still the unoptimal thing that I did last time, but oh well. I'm probably putting too much water in the tank. Okay, so Scruffy's done. He's looking at me. Oh, he's coming back. He's probably thinking, why am I still sitting here? Usually you get up by now. Okay, so I'm gonna get up, and then I'll probably walk away. Yeah, I'm gonna go in. So, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye. So now Scruffy's walking away the moment I stop the camera. Okay. See you next time. Bye.